Action. All right, yo. Today, another episode of One on One with the 804 podcast. This is episode 3. And of course, we got a new face today. It's your boy Jesse. And today we are here at Dame's RVA with the owner, my main man, Dame. Some of you guys know him as Dope Closet Thrift, but I know him personally as Dame. How's it going, man? For sure.
Good,
right.
Man. It's going good.
For sure. It's definitely dope being here. Nice
Appreciate
setup and
it.
everything.
Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Thank you.
I remember, honestly, like the first week I think I came here, he was like, hey, man, if you ever want to do the podcast, the space is here. Yeah, so definitely wasn't lying. Definitely wasn't going through it. I guess I'll start off with my first question today would be, because this is kind of a two-parter, but this is going to segue kind of how this conversation is going today. What became important to you first, shoes or clothes?
Clothing.
Okay.
Clothing.
I'd say then, what was your first clothing experiment? What was your earliest clothing moment? Like, when did clothes start mattering to you?
Clothes didn't really matter to me till about, well, let me not say that. Clothes mattered in the beginning, like when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, in the neighborhood and whatnot. But as like time progressed, and then, you start to dabble in fashion and whatnot, clothes started becoming more important to me later on. Because I'm a father of 3, so like, the more important things are like, mortgage and bills and stuff. And so you want to make sure the kids were straight. But then after that, going to the thrift stores and whatnot, I started to be able to grab different pieces and whatnot. So then it started to be more important. So I'm like, I can grab this stuff for cheap. And so that's when it started to be like, oh, okay, I can, put more outfits together, through the thrifting part. So that's when the clothes became really important to me.
I'd say, what would you say about obviously I know you going thrifting in different places here in Richmond in the area. I'd say, what do you say about the Richmond thrifting scene as opposed to going to other places like DC, New York, or even somewhere like Virginia Beach, how their markets are?
I would say that the scene has changed dramatically over the last, I would say 5 to 6 years. In the early 2000s, what did I say early 2000s? I say like late 2000s, like 2014 to like 2017. When I was thrifting real heavy, it wasn't a lot of people out there in, at the Salvation Armies and Goodwills, and I was able to grab a abundance of stuff. When Round 2 came into the scene and people saw that you could make some money off of, flipping clothes, that's when the thrift store started to get more packed with different pickers and thrifters. And the scene changed because first you walk in there and grab anything you wanted. I would leave out with baskets full. I remember going on Wednesdays to Salvation Army. I would take my kids with me, and they would just go like in the girls section and find stuff, and I would be in the men's section and find a bunch of stuff. And we'd have like 2 baskets full of clothes. When Round 2 came and people started to make money off of it, it started to get a little bit scarce in the thrift stores. So you would walk in there and see 20 people when you used to walk in there and see 5 or 6. So the scene in Richmond has changed drastically because of that. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's changed drastically because everybody had caught that kind of bug to thrift, to become thrifters and then resellers, and kind of like mutated into thrifting into a reselling game. So it's changed drastically in Richmond. DC, I know a lot of people in DC that thrift. I know a lot of people in New York and other states, but in Richmond it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot.
Of course, yeah, I definitely experienced it myself. Kind of going back, you mentioned we're sitting on the bench of history. Honestly, you mentioned Round 2.
Yeah.
Can you tell us like a little bit about how you got started with them?
I was at church. It's real as well. So I was at church. And a friend of mine came in service, and the church I was going to was Eastern Fellowship, and my friend of mine came into the service, and he was like, "Yo," because he knew I was into thrifting and clothes and stuff. And he was like, yo, it's a new store that's opened up on Broad Street, and they got mad polos. And at the time, I was really heavy in the polo. And I was like, where? And he was like, they got polo hats for $10. I was like, get out of here. And I left service. Like, I love service. And I was like, I got to see what he's talking about, because I can't imagine that big pony polo horse hats are selling for $10. So when I found the, round two, I went in there, met Luke for the first time. My boy was right. It was hats all on the counter for $10. I bought all of them. And then they said they're a buy, sell, trade. That's my first time experiencing buy, sell, trade. And it was like, if you have anything, bring in the store. I said, I got a boatload of polos. So I came back, sold a bunch of polos to them, made a good amount of money, and I just kept going back. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you thrift, you bring it in here, we'll sell it. I mean, we'll buy it. And so I just kept thrifting and bringing in pieces, and then that's how the relationship grew.
For sure. Just to clear up, I know some people, even some of my friends, they thought, did you work there or did you not?
I didn't work there.
Okay.
I was just
the
the proxy there, the homie. But you might as well say I worked there, because I was there every day. Our relationship was tight, the bond was tight, and I was able to grab, so the proxy thing was like, I picked up stuff for people who were out of state and who couldn't get it. And so that's how it became like a business relationship. And so that's why I was in the store so much. And then people see me there every day and they think I work there, and I know everything at, and I'm in the back grabbing stuff, and I'm behind the counter.
Right.
So it just grew from friendship to kind of still friendship, but like, I'm in the building doing everything that an employee would do.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. I say just probably last question on round two. I guess just what do you think is the overall impact that place left here?
So they left two impacts. I would say this. They left a major impact on the city as a whole, because buy sell trade has transcended the retail market. It's literally changed the retail market. They were the ones that changed the way you price and sell vintage clothing, and the way you price and sell sneakers. And so in the Richmond area, we never had nothing like that. We had, I'm going to talk about that on the different stuff. We had other sneaker shops in the Richmond before round two even was thought about, but they changed the dynamic in a good way. So everybody had a place where they can go to and get these pieces that you not finding in the city. We don't have like a major, we don't have major malls or major stores selling big ticket items. Round two had that. So, so from Supreme to Bape and whatnot, and unless you're ordering online. So you had a place you could actually go to, pick the garment up, look at it, put it on, try it on, without having to worry about, is it going to fit, blah, blah, blah. So they changed the dynamic in the culture, like the sneaker culture and fashion culture, and then the buy sell trade culture in the city. The second part is they changed in the city when they left. It left a hole in the city. People were a little hurt and discouraged, because the place that we would go to and buy all of these, sneaker steals and crazy vintage pieces and streetwear pieces is now gone. And so I felt like they left a great change in the city as far as the market goes. We also left a small void in the city that other places like Rotate, Kicks Pullman, MBM Kicks, myself have come in and filled. But it was a little hole there.
Sure. I guess give us a little bit of backstory of how we got here, honestly.
The backstory for here is been wanting this for a long time. For years, man. I've been wanting to have my own store, but fear and stepping out or whatever, and then just having the regular 9 to 5 that was paying my bills and whatnot. You get caught up in the regular monotony of life. But this was always a dream of mine. And so how I got here, not to talk too long, but how I got here is I was outside of Starbucks with a friend of mine named Bobby, and he had asked me about it, and he was like, when are you going to start a store? And I put it on the back burner, and I was like, I don't know, sometime soon, I guess. And he was like, well, I ran across the building, and I have the number for the building, you should call it. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I was like, all right, cool. And I'm thinking that was in the conversation, but he was just like, no, let's call the number now. And then I was like, he was like, no, call the number. And so I called the number, really just talked to the realtor about 20 minutes ago. Tony Ronaldo was the realtor who answered the phone. He was like, do you want to come see the space? I was like, I gotta go to work. I'll come another day. we had talked about the price of the building, like the rent, and me and Bobby I just gave him a number um, that was a feasible number that I could pay, and Tony literally said the same number I said. So it was like, timing is impeccable, man, and God is amazing. So that Monday, I sat down with Tony right there, and he was like, "I like the idea that you have, and I want you to have the space." And he was like, "The ball's in your court. It's up to you." I dragged my feet for a little bit. I told my kids, told a bunch of people, what I wanted and what was kind of like in the workings. But I did drag my feet because of fear. I was like, I don't want to put an application in and get turned down again. But I submitted the application, paid the application fee, and in 3 days he texted me and said, "When you gonna come sign the paperwork?" Literally. And now we are in Danes, 5402 Lakeside. 5402 and a half Lakeside Avenue, come through. You know what I'm saying? We here now, man, and I am loving every single day of this.
It's crazy. I'm missing my soundboard. Alex, no, I'll be in the right now. Right. I gotta be professional.
Man.
For sure. No, for sure. Dope story. Like I said, I remember even seeing you hustling even before. So for sure.
Hustling the trunk, man. You gotta get it, man. You can't let it. If you really want it, you gotta go for it.
No, for sure. That's definitely. I'd say, what's now that you're here, obviously, what's your biggest hurdle? What's your biggest struggle you deal with? I say now.
Biggest struggle?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
and don't just give me the maintaining, right? Just give me, what's I guess we can go a little bit more. Like, what's one of the main things? Like, dang.
I'm being honest with you, man. It's just me. The only thing that I'm struggling with, because this is something I love and this is something that I wanted. So it's no struggle in coming here. The struggle is like leaving and making the time for other things because I want to be here so much. Because this is something that I've been dreaming of and wanting for a long time. It's like sometimes I'm like, I'm a workhorse too, so I'll just be in here doing things, changing things, fixing rags. Y'all saw me when y'all came in. I was swapping out hangers. I got my daughter over here. She's doing finishing up the mural on the wall. And it's like ideas will come, and I'm in here. So the struggle is leaving, and going home and laying down and getting adequate rest. But that's my struggle, man. It's been a blessing. It's been amazing. The turnout has been crazy. People support it. The love has been real and genuine. And I guess my only other struggle would be,
don't force it, man. That's beautiful. That's your only struggle. Yeah, that's
I ain't got no struggles, man. I'm chilling, man. And when you really living out your dreams, bro, this is not a struggle for me, man. This is easy. This is easy.
I can see it. Like I hate when people be like, "Oh, I can see it in your face." No, I can see. Like,
easy for me, dog. I love clothes, bitches, fashion, and sneakers, bro. I breathe that stuff, man. And we can talk about sneakers all day. We can talk about fashion all day. We can talk about anything. I'm your guy. I'm with you on it.
Well, we now get into my favorite part because I know I had the questions already, but now we can just talk shoes. So I asked you about the fashion at first. So when did shoes start mattering to you? What's your earliest sneaker moment?
Well, the earliest sneaker moment when I was younger, my mom really couldn't afford a lot of sneakers like that. So I remember a friend of mine gave my mom a bag of sneakers, and inside of the bag was some great Jordan 5s with no laces. And I remember wanting Jordans, my mom couldn't afford them. And so getting that bag of shoes and having those J's in there, I remember wearing those joints like every day. They hurt my feet. They were 2 sizes too small, but the insole was out and we made it work, stretched them out. And then later on down the line, the Jordan 1 silhouette just stuck out to me so much because it's such a shoe that you can just transition easily. It can go from, street to work all in minutes. You can literally be in the office with some ones on, some nice slacks, shirt, and literally leave out the office and go to the bar and be good. So that was one of those silhouettes that stuck out to me. So I just started buying every pair that I could when I got a chance to. So that's my sneaker right there.
Sure. I'd say kind of going a little bit back to fashion. We'll round it off with sneakers to end off.
All right.
Obviously, I'm not gonna put your age out there, but I'd say you're about a couple years older than me, give or take. You know what I mean? Like, about 1, 2 years older than me. Yeah, you know, I came out in 2016. You might have came out, you know what I mean, 2015.
You came out in 2016.
Yeah. You know, you're not too far along. But so just that being said, you've obviously seen, and you know, people always say like fashion trends come in, they rotate. Sometimes the older ones come in, new ones come in. I'd say, what, you know, and honestly, some of my peers, some of my friends would even say that you're fashionable. How do you feel as an older man kind of still being in the fashion game?
Who is a comedian, man? Who's comedian Day Day? Oh man. And he did something. He said it's on my. He said a little young dude came into him and said, "What's up, OG? Why you trying to dress like me?" And he was like, "Bro, I've been wearing this stuff when he was born." Mm. So that's like for me, like I've been wearing the clothes that I'm wearing, the clothes that y'all are wearing forever. So like to me, it's like I've been wearing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been putting these clothes on. I've been buying Jordans. Like the one wild thing, and I'm gonna come back. Mm-hmm. Like dudes like Jays, like a lot of kids like Jays, they didn't even see Michael play. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? Like they watch clips. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually bought Jays and watched Mike like play. Like you know what I'm saying? I bought the jersey and I like literally watched the game. So when it comes to fashion, like I literally been doing it forever. So to me, it's just a love of it, man. I love putting clothes together. I love putting outfits together. Trends don't really do nothing for me. I just, you know, put on what I'm comfortable in, what I like, and like I said earlier, it's easy, bro. It's easy. It's just easy for me.
It is. That's the quote right there. Right?
It's just easy for me.
For sure. I say kind of sticking into the current times too. How do you feel? And honestly, since technically you are a reseller, but how do you feel about the resale market these days?
My honest feeling?
Yeah.
I don't like the resale market a lot. I know I resell sneakers. I try to buy them at a reasonable price. And let me say it like this. I'm not against the resale market. I just hate when I can't buy a shoe that I want for retail price. Preach. Like I just want the shoe to wear. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to flip it. I just want the shoe. So if I gotta go, the Jordans are already price points are already $200, $210, $222 after tax. Bro, I don't want to pay you $325 for a shoe that I just want to wear. I don't want to give it to you. I want to wear the shoe. So that's the one part of the resale market that I don't like is when dudes buy out the shoes, put these crazy price points on it, and then you as the consumer, you can't buy it. Right. Because now you got to sell a pair of shoes. Now I'm down a pair of shoes to buy the other shoe. Or I got to trade in 2 or 3 pairs of shoes just to get the one shoe. And now I lost 3 shoes I was going to wear. It takes the love out. It takes the love out of it. Because I came up with a time where you can just go after school and go to Foot Locker at 5, 6, and buy your J's and walk out and then wear them next day. Or everybody knows releases on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. People would skip school, not go to school for the first period, go to the mall or go to Foot Locker, 10:30, 11 o'clock, buy your shoes, come back at lunch, and then finish out the rest of the day. That's the era I'm from. So it's hard when you hand a shoe to me and you're like, for $100, I'm like, nah, dog, I'm good. Straight on that. Too. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'll easy. I'll catch you later on pre-owned because I like to wear my shoes anyway, so I don't even want it dead stock. Let me get a used pair for like $250, $300. I'd rather do that.
All right. Last couple questions. Gotta ask. What's your sneaker of the year?
For this year?
Yep, we midway through. We in smack dab in June. What's the sneaker of the year?
What's released? The Spider-Man ones came out.
You got the SB4s.
SB4s came out.
That's honestly mine if I had to take a pick.
Burritos came out. The SBs. Dang, bro. What New Balance came out?
be here all day.
At the moment, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't really have a sneaker of the year so far because nothing's really caught my attention like that except for the SB4.
Okay.
The SB4 with the gum bottom. They made the uppers higher like they used like the OGs. The cage is a little bit more flexible and durable, and the interior of the shoe is more cushioned. And that sail colorway with that green hit. Probably SB4 right now. Right now. SB4.
Not feeling the big red boot? Not feeling the SB4?
Now,
I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said it on somebody else's joint, or maybe my own. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I came up when sneakers had stories. I like fashion. I had the big red boots in here, my size 12. I don't think it's a bad shoe.
Yeah.
Or a boot. A bad. Yeah, it's not a sneaker. It's a boot. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's different.
It is.
It's just different.
Nah, people was getting their fits off though. I respect it. I definitely respect it.
I mean, everybody know Astro Boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man in the corner, like, no.
Nick, we'll get to it. Don't even worry about it.
Now, the price point on there was crazy high, $300. I feel like that was OD, but for as big as the shoe is, as durable as it is, $300 is not too bad a price point for something like that. Even if you just put it on display, the box itself is yay big. So, and have something different to break up the monotony of the sneaker game.
No, for sure. Whatever, Alex.
I like it, you know what I'm saying? It's kiddish, it's cartoonish, but hey, man, you know what I'm saying? That's what fashion is breaking those boundaries and those limits. It's taking off of those, it's taking those restraints off and just being expressive in the way you want to. So I saw some dudes kill it with the boot.
Yeah, no. People got their fits off. Yeah,
I saw some people just put it on. I was just like, why'd you buy those? Hey, it's all good.
My buttons, man. My buttons. It's like my instinct to hit my buttons, man. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever, man. I'm not supposed to be talking to you.
Now, me as an adult, I'm going to walk around with the big red boots on. I was going to take a photo and I might never get a chance to, and they're gone now. So I'm cool. But I'm not going to just walk around with big red boots. I'm 45.
9 to 5. Right, yeah.
We're good on that.
Go ahead, waddle on.
Yeah, we ain't doing that, man. People clown me. I'm good. Yeah, I'm straight.
All right, well, that's obviously one shoe you wouldn't wear for the rest of your life. But if you had to wear one shoe for the rest of your life, what would it be? Well, one silhouette.
Jordan 1s.
All right.
Jordan 1s, Breads, Black Toes, Royal Shadows, any one of them, man. And Shadow Backboard, any one, man. I'll tell you, it's a shoe that you can just wear, bro. I love it. I used to wear them on the bus. I used to drive the bus. I used to wear my Jordan 1s to work. I got like this little thing at my house. My manager gave it to me when he was leaving. And he was like the coolest bus driver who always wore retro 1s. I wore retro 1s to work every day.
That's the real. All right. One last thing we do here on the 101, we do have a flower segment. Basically, we have, let the guests have their own chance to give themselves some flowers. So if it's one thing that you would like to give yourself flowers for, what would it be? On some real humble stuff, Keeping it real humble. But just one thing. We won't get to talk too much about ourselves.
Just for achieving what I have here right now, this is a major accomplishment for me. I talk about it a lot because it's major. It's major to me. This right here, what I'm sitting there right now, is a major accomplishment for me, for a dude who hasn't accomplished a whole lot in his life. But this is like my boom, and so. I'm proud of the fact that I have this. I'm proud of the fact that people support it. I'm proud of the fact that I put a lot of groundwork through the years to get here where I am. And the support for the community from Richmond and a whole has been tremendous and amazing. And I'm hyped, bro. And then, what I'm saying? I pat myself in the back for just being who I am, man. I'm a dope individual, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm for real.
All right. That's all we got for today, man. Appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate y'all, man.
That's been another episode of 101 with 84 Podcast. And we out of here. No, I can't do it like you.
Oh, bro. Yeah.